Hello there, and welcome back to the neighborhood, the People's Channel, your one-stop shop for unbiased and uninfluenced audio-related content here on YouTube. Thanks to Shenzhen Audio, we're taking a look at another IEM from I O, the Sogno. And this one comes in at an even cheaper price, at only $399, compared to the Volare's $599. Did I O make another banger, or did they hit the dreaded sophomore slump? Let's get into it. So first off, I O has outdone themselves again with the unboxing experience here. I adored unboxing their first IEM, the Volare, and this time around it's pretty special too. After opening the flap, one is greeted with the same large, leather-bound carrying case that came with the Volare, 5 sets of individually boxed ear tips, and an additional accessory box that houses the cable. The cable initially looks similar to the Volare's cable, but a different weave was utilized this time, and the plastic sheathing is a bit shinier and tackier too. The cable has a bit more memory to it than the Volare's cable as well, and although I wish they would have stuck with the Volare's cable, I suppose this is a good enough cable for the Sogno's cheaper price, which by the way, again, is under $400. The cable again has screw-on terminations, with 4.4mm and 2.5mm balanced and 3.5mm unbalanced connectivity, and it initiates at the IEM in a recessed 2-pin connection. Inside the ear tip boxes are 4 sets of silicone ear tips and 1 set of foams. Of note, all the same ear tips that came with the Volare come with the Sogno, except for the I O TT55 ear tip, which has been replaced with a softer, wider bored silicone this time around. This replacement ear tip was my favorite with the Sogno, and provided the best soundstage with it, but warmed up the Volare too much when I tried it with that set. The shell again is a sparkled silver and black resin affair, but with a tree-looking faceplate this time. Inside each shell is a 10mm dynamic driver, a 6mm dynamic driver, and 4 balanced armatures. Like the build, the general sound of the Sogno is also fairly similar to the Volare. Again, tonality is mildly warm and somewhat dark and moody, coming across as either a click warmer or a click brighter to the ear, depending upon the ear tip affixed. In other words, the Sogno is more ear tip dependent in its tonality than the Volare is. However, the note weight of the Sogno is generally a bit leaner. The mid-range is certainly more present, especially around 3K. Negatively, this results in some mild S, H, and T sibilance on occasion with certain ear tips affixed, but this wasn't really that bad, and mostly tolerable overall in most scenarios. I also criticized the Volare for lacking some presence in the early mid-range, but positively, this time around, it seemed to be less noticeable in the Sogno, at least to my ears. Moreover, I was slightly critical of the Volare for it not being the airiest in its later treble, and although globally similar, the Sogno is actually a bit worse in this regard, making me actually miss the air that was present in the Volare at times. The bass of the Sogno is also a bit of a mixed bag when compared to its predecessor. On one hand, it's punchier and tighter to resolve, but on the other hand, it's also less substantial. Dynamics are better in the Sogno, but textures and details are essentially a toss-up between the two, but I might call the Volare the low-end winner because it might have a bit more sub-bass information, while at the same time appearing more integrative to the presentation overall. Put another way, the bass of the Sogno is somewhat less coherent, and it stands out a bit more from the rest of the mix. Neither the Volare nor the Sogno have an immense stage, but both image well and display a good sense of dimension within a stage that I would say is just above average. Still, with the newer ear tips, which work well on the Sogno and not on the Volare in my opinion again, the Sogno throws sounds a bit better than even the Volare does. Still, for the most part, both of these IEMs have a similar sound, and sometimes I forget which one I'm listening to if I'm not listening critically. Still, I gave the Volare my highest recommendation, and I can't help but do that again with the Sogno. Sogno means dream in Italian, and it is a dream to listen to. It's better than its predecessor in some ways, and worse in others. From a build standpoint, I prefer the Volare's cable over this one, but this is more of a nitpick, and I like that the newer ear tip matched well with the Sogno, and provided the best and most dimensional soundstage for it, preventing one from having to purchase additional ear tips as they might have chosen to do with the Volare. In terms of cost to performance, the Sogno could be seen as a better value since it's cheaper. But honestly, both IEMs are value at their respective price points. Thanks to Shenzhen Audio for sending in the I O Sogno into the channel for review. Their support is appreciated, and I appreciate your support if you consider leaving a like on this video and make sure that you're subscribed before you head out. You can also keep up with the channel on X, Instagram, Discord, Patreon, or inToitReviews.com. Per usual, links will be provided in the description below. And with that, I'm out for now.